What's up, guys? Welcome back to Zachary Reality with your host, Zachary Reality. This is week 2, and I want to bring on some guests for this week. Now, if you want to hear what I think about The Bachelor and The Housewives and all of the reality TV shows, head to my TikTok, which is just at Zachary Reality, where I really just talk about every single reality show on the planet. But on the podcast, I really want this to kind of be focused on interviews and getting to know different people. And we'll talk about, reality shows, obviously, depending on who the guest is throughout the interviews. So today on the podcast, I have casting with Joy. Joy has been a casting director for 8 years. And I asked them so many fun questions about what it's like to be a reality TV casting director. Like, would you ever want to go on a show? How do you find people? What is it day to day in your life? How do you get into that? We are here with Joy, also known as Casting with Joy. Joy, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to chat more with you.
Thank you for having me.
And you work in casting, you're a casting director, and you're actually trying to find people through the internet. That's kind of like what you do anyway. But now with the way the world is, you're like really trying to find people to cast on your favorite shows through TikTok, through YouTube, through Instagram. Tell me a little bit about how you find some awesome characters to be on your favorite reality shows or the shows that you cast for.
Social media has been such a blessing. I've been in casting for about 8 years. And when I first started, it was one of those jobs where you had to be on the streets. It was like go around the streets of LA with a clipboard, finding people in real life. Now with social media, with Instagram, with TikTok, the world opened up so much more. We can find so many more people just based on your photos that you post, the videos that you post. So it's been a really great asset, or it's been a really great way to just find people all around the country.
Do you find it easier with the way social media has kind of progressed to find people to cast?
Yes,
Like a lot easier?
it's a lot easier to find people because I can actually see what you look like. I can see your personality. Like everyone says, Instagram is your highlight reel. And with the TikTok now, I can see everyone's personality. So it's been a really great way to find people from all backgrounds, all ages, and really see who they are as a person.
Yeah, I really do feel like Instagram is your highlight reel. And then TikTok, you kind of get to see people for who they are. A lot more people post themselves without filters, without makeup, just in their apartment. Is that like, that's almost better for you, right? Because you're actually getting to know the people.
Yes, TikTok has been a great way to find people. I also really like when people link their Instagram so I can kind of see both sides of them. I can see them all done up, hair done, makeup done. And then I can also see them like real and raw with just who they are without a filter on, without anything, just be them being themselves.
Yeah, now you did just mention, I want to circle back about a clipboard running around California. Can you please tell me a little bit more about this? Are you on the street? Were you back in the day on the streets, just like going to find people like at restaurants and stuff?
Yes. So what we did was all
Wow.
the popular places around LA, like the Grove, or even like shopping malls when that was a thing. Hollywood and Vine was a great place. It was just anywhere that was crowded, Santa Monica Beach, just popular places that people would go. I would go to those places, spend all day there, and just talk to a bunch of strangers and see if they're interested in being on a reality show.
Wow, that's amazing. I feel like so many people would be like, yes, pick me, pick me. Do you have any like crazy stories about people who like were too desperate to get on a reality show? Does that happen too often?
No, I don't think people are desperate. I think people are eager because it's a
Mhm.
really cool opportunity. So people
Yeah.
who are eager and excited, that just it's good for them because then I can see that they really want this. So I don't think anyone has been super desperate, but I do get messages all across all
Mhm.
platforms. They'll message on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, just so then and they'll also email so then they can get my attention, which works because I'm across all platforms. And when I see that you're hungry to be noticed, then I will definitely check out your Instagram page. I'll check out your platforms and see if you could be a right fit for the show.
Yeah, absolutely. So then how many people are you finding versus reaching out to you? What is the percentage rate of people that actually get on like TV?
Recently, I've been getting a majority of the people from TikTok,
Mhm.
because it's such a great way to publicize. I feel like there's been, I don't know what the ratio is, but quite a few. I think a lot of the people for TV shows, the people that are on it are typically the ones that the casting associates and the producers will reach out to you. But recently, more often than not, like I'm getting a lot of people who will reach out to me directly to say that they're interested in the show.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about what you're casting right now. I saw you put out, some clips and stuff. You're looking for brother and sister duos for a show. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yes, it's an amazing new show. It's a development show. It's called Siblings Now Boarding. It's going to air on a major streaming network. Looking for brother and sister duos that are competitive, outgoing, and dynamic. So that's the big thing. So we're looking for close, tight knit siblings. The show's very similar to The Amazing Race on CBS. So we're looking for that high energy dynamic. The challenges that these people would go through would be both mental and physical challenges. And then at the end of the series, the winning sibling pair will get a cash prize, which is
Cool.
TBD. But yeah, hopefully a lot of money. We'll see.
So can you say how many people you've cast so far or how many you're looking for? And I want to know are you the only one casting for this show or do they put like multiple casting directors on like a project?
There's a whole team of us. I could not do this
Okay.
by myself. We
Yeah.
have an incredible team
Uh-huh.
of associate producers and casting producers. We've got a casting director, but it's a big team of us. It's definitely not just me. Definitely could not do it on my own. But it's a team of us that will collectively find people and
Mhm.
reach out to people, interview people, and then we all kind of work together to find the final cast.
So how do when you first started casting, were you just like a freelance caster or do you join like an agency?
I'm currently still freelance. It's that freelance life in
Uh-huh.
LA. Like I
Yeah.
am a freelance casting associate producer.
Okay.
So while I
Get
have
the
been,
whole title out there.
I gotta let people know.
Let them
Um,
know.
so in the past, I have worked as a casting director, but for this show particularly, I'm a casting associate producer.
Yeah, it's so interesting talking to people in different industries, but like we're still in the entertainment industry, but you do a lot more behind the scenes thing. I'm in front of the camera. So I kind of enjoy hearing your perspective on things. So how did you kind of get started in the casting, industry? Was this something you kind of dreamed about as a kid, or did it just kind of fall into place?
It kind of fell into place. It's not something that I wanted to do as a kid. I didn't like, I'm going to be a casting director when I grow up.
Mhm.
It kind of just fell into place. I think living in LA, being born and raised in LA, we're just so surrounded by the entertainment space,
Yeah.
that it kind of just felt natural to be in it. So I've always wanted to work in entertainment. It wasn't always reality. I think I just wanted to be in the industry.
Mhm.
And then casting kind of just fell in my lap. I believe I started in college. So my senior year of college, I interned at a casting agency, had so much fun, and kind of just right after graduation worked as a casting assistant
Mhm.
and worked my way up to an associate producer.
Wow. And just so everyone kind of knows, can you tell us a few of the shows that you've casted on? I know you casted on The Circle. I mean, that is major.
Yes, that was a lot of fun. So, I think one of my very first shows that I ever cast was America's Got Talent. I've
Wow.
also done The Circle on Netflix, 12 Dates of Christmas on HBO Max, Flirty Dancing on Fox. What
And
else?
there's so much more on your website. So for
Yes,
everyone, please check
exactly.
it out, castingwithjoy.com. That's
Yes,
kind of
thank
like
you.
your trade name. I love it. So do you feel like there's been growth in your career, like from when you started to where you are now? Can you like kind of talk a little bit more about the growth with in casting?
Yes, there's definitely so much room for growth. I mean, I started off as a casting intern. From there, casting assistant, casting recruiter,
Mhm.
casting associate producer. There's just so much room, and there's a big trajectory in this career, and it's so much fun. I feel like I just highly recommend this industry because
Mhm.
there is room for growth. I mean, even right now, I'm still at an associate level. There's
Uh-huh.
so much room for me to grow in this industry.
Yeah, but you're doing it. Let me ask you this. This is an interesting question. Do you feel like there is ever a competitiveness between other casting directors and you? Is there kind of like, do you guys like support each other? Because like other hosts in my industry, we all support each other. But I mean, of course, there is this underlying competitiveness. Like we both want that, that gig or that job. So do you feel like it's the same thing in casting?
We all support each other. I
Mhm.
feel like
You
because we
should. You're
all
supposed
work
to.
together,
Yeah.
there's never that like competitive, I need to be better than you type of mentality. But I always think that competitiveness breeds greatness. So if
Mhm.
you're surrounded by great casting professionals, then it will just only make you better. And I've even met some casting associates, casting coordinators that I've never even met before, but we're friends
Yeah.
online just because we all inspire each other to do great things.
And like, you have to support each other, especially in this entertainment career where we are doing a lot of freelance work. You need to build each other up and support each other, and you can learn from each other. So I was kind of just wondering if it was the same thing behind the scenes as it is in front of the camera. So like, do you ever want to go on one of the shows that you're casting? Do you ever get tempted? You're like, oh, I should submit myself.
Oh, all the time. I always want to be put on the shows that I cast. It's conflict of interest though.
Why can't you?
Because I'm working on it. I can't cast myself. I'm behind it for legal reasons. I don't think that's impossible. But I think that's why it's so much fun for me to find the people on it, because I would do it myself.
Yeah, that makes sense. So one of the interesting things you brought up to me before we hit record is that you don't really watch a lot of reality TV, which is crazy because you're casting, reality TV shows. But do you watch the shows that you cast? Do you always
watch the show I cast.
And is it weird to kind of see the people, like, and then they get on TV and everything?
It's not weird. I just love seeing things go from pre-production to production. So there's a lot of things that happen in between casting to like the final cast. I don't typically like to watch reality TV, but I do like to watch the shows that I cast. So I can see, what we were looking for and then what actually happens on TV.
Especially if you cast somebody and then you see them like shine on the show, you're like, I did my job. Don't you? Is that what you feel like?
I love that. I do. I find this particularly with Kate Steinberg on 12 Dates of Christmas on HBO Max. The first phone call I made with her, she was so much fun. I'm like, this girl just needs her own show. And she was actually probably TikTok famous, I think, before she even went on 12 Dates of Christmas. But her energy was something that I'm like, she belongs on the show. She's great. And then seeing her on TV, it just solidifies that it validates, okay, like I saw that she had something in her, or she had that it factor, and it shined through when she was on the show.
Yeah, I love that. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, Zach, you need to ask this question. How does one stand out to get on a reality show? What can someone do to put themselves out there and to make them noticed?
As cliche as it sounds, you really need to have that it factor. You just need a pop. So there's no like certain thing that you need to do or certain look that you need to have, but it's definitely personality. You need to have that personality or something that makes you unique. You need to have a story that people want to hear. So what I like to tell people when they ask is that you want to be rootable. Yeah. Because when people watch you, you want someone that's relatable to you and rootable. So those are the two things that I think will make you stand out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, obviously I stand out and obviously I have that it factor. So before I let you go, what show are you casting me on?
Oh my God, you would be so good on so many different shows. I feel like you would need your own show.
Of course.
Because you do have that it factor.
I do. Well, I'm on my own show right now. This is my podcast. So technically it is my own show.
Yes.
But as far as like a reality show, like I could see myself doing like Big Brother, I think, for example, because I would love to be like I want to do a competitive show, I think.
Yeah, I definitely see that for you. Something where you can be by yourself. I think you wanted to do the brother sister show, the siblings now boarding. But I was like, I can't. You need to shine on your own. I feel like that's the energy that I get from you.
Okay, amazing. And what show would you be on out of every single show?
Definitely something competitive, maybe something that shows off my athleticism.
Or I could see you on Survivor though.
Maybe I probably would die. I mean, I could do Survivor. I don't know.
Like you would kill it on Survivor.
Would I?
Yeah, I feel like you'd be good at like the social game, and you would be definitely good in the challenges.
Yes. Like okay. Maybe something in the circle or Survivor, probably.
Okay. Well, maybe this will be, maybe we're speaking this into existence.
We'll manifest this.
Yes. Okay. Well, everyone, make sure to check Joy out. Do you want to give everyone like your socials, your website, and then tell them what you're casting for right now?
Yes, so I'm casting Siblings Now Boarding. You can check out my website, www.castingwithjoy.com. My social media platforms are the same across the board, which is @castingwithjoy.